Hi, Darcy the Starseed here. Good morning, YouTubers. So I just want to chat a little bit about a message that I got in my dreams last night and this morning in the most unbelievably cool way, and how it relates to something that I really wanted to talk about in general that's coming up for me, and I think could very well pertain to some of you out there. So the topic of breaking chains in our own mental matrix, breaking chains in our own life as it pertains to our jobs, our relationships, the way we think, the way we function, the way we create. I'm part of a group right now where I'm learning. I won't go into the details of what this group is, but I'm learning a lot of things about myself and about how I want to move forward in my life right now. And there's an opportunity for the group to share with one another, okay? And they do. And there's thousands of people in this group. And I've been watching people share their thoughts, their opinions, their creative ideas, their fears, their insecurities. And something in me, now I'm not a big social media person. I have a Facebook page, but I don't post for likes or comments, and I really don't get personal on my page at all. I like to share memes and stuff that are inspirational or educational, or that I just intuitively, like, they hit me and I share, in case somebody else might get off on it too, in their own way. So I'm watching the people in this group, okay, and they're going all out, God bless them. They're opening their hearts, they're being vulnerable, they're talking about their insecurities, their fears, their hopes, their wishes, their dreams. And something in me just said, don't, because I'm in this group for something very important it's very important to me that I wish to bring into my life and to watch it grow. And instinctively, I have been guided to not share too much. And so I've followed that guidance, and I've kind of just stayed back, and anything I share or any conversations I have in this group are pretty surface level. They're pretty safe. They don't go too deep. They're supportive, and that's the nature of the conversation. So the other night I saw what I felt was a very beautiful spirit. This man was sharing something very important to him and just completely exposing it, which kudos to him for being vulnerable. I think that's awesome. And the feedback he started getting from these other people, I almost felt a shutdown from it. And I believe that these people were they were well-intended. They were good-natured people, well-intended. They were genuinely trying to help this individual figure out his mind matrix and his blocks and why things aren't taking off in more of a way that, like, he wants them to. And their feedback, I felt, it was wonderful, but it was coming from the perspective of their mental matrix. It was coming from the perspective of their beliefs, their blocks, the things that they believe in, the things that they perceive, the things that they think work, and the things that they think don't work. And my guides told me, my higher self, my channeled messages were basically that we're all living in a construct. We're all living in a matrix. Collectively, we share similar realities and similar experiences, of course, because we're all connected. We're part of the web. But in our own individual experiences, what we create, what we don't create, what we choose to experience and what we don't choose to experience, that mental matrix is the universe, Y-O-U, universe, that is each us individually and independently. And based upon what we believe, what we see, what we think, what we feel, that construct, what we believe, what our parents ingrained in us, what we've been programmed by authority figures, also what we brought in from past lives, multidimensionally, etc., right? So we have this mind matrix that translates into our reality, what's bouncing back to us, what we see out there, the conversations we're having, the synchronicities that are coming in. You notice you thought about something and the next day here it is in your reality, which is happening more and more frequently and at a faster pace, I might add. So I'm watching these people give their input, and some people are very formal. They're telling him, you need to do A, you need to do B, you need to do C. What I'm seeing here doesn't work, what I'm seeing here doesn't work. And some people are just saying, oh, you're great, good job, keep going, and then other people are, well, the other people that are successful at what you're trying to do, they are doing this and they're doing this and they're not doing this that you're doing, and I'm not digging this and da-da-da-da. And I just felt energetically I just wanted to take this man and delete his post and set him aside and have the conversation that I'm gonna have right now. Because I'm also in this experience, and this is why this is being bounced back to me through watching this individual share his heart, share his desires and his wishes. So many of us right now are wanting to break out of a mold. This is a collective. The energies right now are breaking us out of a mold. We are breaking chains. We are breaking prisons that we have been in since birth. Prisons we've been in maybe since just being an adult, that weren't a reality when we were kids, but once we entered into adulthood and we go into the workforce and we're making money and paying bills, some of us have been in a imprisonment, wanting something different but not knowing how to get there. We are breaking chains. And again, this goes into past lives, this goes into ancestral trauma, this goes into ancestral programs. The conversation could be a big one, and I'm not going to unpack that right now. But what I'm going to say is this is a collective theme. I am breaking my own chains now too. I'm facing the beliefs and the ideas, the thoughts, and the patterns that I'm holding that have created my reality to be what it is now. And asking myself, every time something comes up, I'm saying, is this true? Is it true? And 9 times out of 10, 99.9999% of the time, no, it's not true. We cannot trust our mind. We cannot trust the thoughts. We cannot trust the beliefs. We cannot trust the things that come up for us in that robotic kind of Groundhog Day, hamster wheel way each and every day. And even the people, because I work in a job right now that I am wishing to release from my experience, that I am releasing from my experience. And there are people there that aren't what you would consider awake, that aren't, on a spiritual path. They're very 3D, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Not everybody is here to go through an awakening experience. Not everybody is here to wake up. Each soul has its own path. So I do want to say that everybody who is 3D and will stay 3D, there is nothing wrong with that. Having said that, everyone that I work with is having some kind of click. There are little clicks and pings that are happening for them, and people are saying things like, I don't want to do this anymore, or gosh, I want something more, I just don't know what it is, or gosh, I feel like I've hit a wall, or gosh, I'm tired of this, I feel like I'm doing the same thing each and every day. Like, we're in Groundhog Day, and we've been in Groundhog Day for a long time, but the awakening process pulls you back from that. So now you're watching it like a movie, and a lot of us are like, the fuck? I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't me. And that's the awakening, the opening up to the authentic self. Well, who are you? And there goes the rabbit hole. And the part of the rabbit hole is what's true, what's not. What's true for you? What's true for you may not be true for somebody else, but understand what's true for you creates your reality, creates your construct. So going back to this precious man who's posting and looking for feedback and looking for some support and some ideas and suggestions, I just feel like he was just kind of being shredded unintentionally by some people who were genuinely trying to help, but it was all over the place. I mean, this person was suggesting this person was suggesting this person was saying this doesn't work, another person was saying do this, that doesn't work. And I was like, no. Do what you need to do. Do what your heart is telling you. And it is the scariest fucking thing you will ever do. And yes, I'm going to swear once in a while because sometimes swear words just need to be plugged in. It is the scariest thing to do. I am moving into that right now, and it is terrifying. It's terrifying because we were born into a matrix that is heavily programmed, lots of bars, lots of chains, and from the beginning, the parents, the teachers, everything were teaching us and molding us and constricting us, and albeit, well-intended, most of them. So we live in this dome of all these beliefs and thoughts, and the imagination got shut down. And that's one of the beautiful messages, thank you so much, that was dropped into my experience this morning before I did my meditation, is this imagination that we used to be so in touch with got shut down. And that was on purpose, by the way. A lot of our caretakers and teachers, that was not on purpose, but in the bigger scheme of things, we're not in our power if we're not in our imagination, because our imagination is what? Our imagination helps us to get outside the box. Our imagination helps us to consider that the impossible is actually possible, that there is nothing that's impossible, that these beautiful things, everything that exists, your table, buildings, everything, was nothing before it was something. It was an idea before it came into reality. Someone somewhere thought of it. And along the line, however that path progressed, that thing was brought into reality, into a physical, solid, substantial reality. But it was born in the invisible realms. It was born in the mind. It was born in the imagination. Everything you look at, cars, watches, everything was an idea. It was an idea before it came to be. So your ideas, your imaginations are where you can birth your future, where you can birth a new path for you. The rebirthing thing that we're being pushed into, and we are being pushed into a rebirth, by the way. We're unsettled. We have some of us have anxiety, some of us have anxious energy. We're just feeling unsettled, like this isn't enough anymore. There's got to be something more, and there's a lot more. So that imagination gets shut down. We don't create anything except for outside the box. So we wake up, brush our teeth, go to the same job, have the same conversations, tell the same jokes, quote the same movies, blah, 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 eat some food, come home, watch some TV, go to bed. This is the rat maze that we're all in. And a lot of us are saying, I don't want to do this anymore. There's got to be something more. And we're looking up and realizing we've been in a maze. So the way out is your imagination. Again, back to this guy. I keep going off on tangents. I'll get to it, I promise. So I'm thinking, because he's doing the same thing that I'm wanting to birth into, that I am birthing into. And I was thinking to myself, dude, what you're doing, I have witnessed several successful people doing the same thing that you want to do. And he gave us examples of his work. And I looked at his work and it was great. It was fine. And I've seen very successful people do the same kind of work. The only difference is they trusted it. They're just doing it. They're owning it and they're just doing it. They're not caring about making it all pretty, or there's a mainstream culture that feels there's like a perfectionist mainstream culture, with the makeup and with the editing. If we were talking about videos here, the perfectionism will kill your idea. The perfectionism will kill your imagination. Well, you got to do this, and you don't have to do anything. Just do it. Just do it. Like when you stand on a diving board and like your first dive that you've ever taken in your life, and everybody at the side of the pool is saying, jump! And you're just like, you don't want to jump, and everybody's saying, jump! You gotta jump, you just gotta do it. And so I told this guy, I said, look, I looked at your work, I look what you've done, you're doing what I want to do, and there's a lot of successful people out there doing it just the way you're doing it. The only thing you're really missing is just your confidence. You gotta own it. There is no right way to do what you really want to do. There is no right way to do it. I'll tell you what the right way to do it is. You have to believe. That's the eye of the needle right there. You have to believe. You have to own it. Because honestly, it's you versus you. No one out there matters. No one's opinions matter. No one's thoughts about what you're doing matter. In fact, if anything, don't listen. Don't listen, because then you get all messed up in your head and you start overthinking and doubting yourself and second guessing your instincts. No, stop. Shut it out. Do what you want to do. Likes don't matter. Comments don't matter. Subscriptions don't matter. Whatever else this 3D I need to be popular and perfect matrix teaches you. Other people's opinions, and that goes for attacks too. What other people think about what you're doing doesn't matter, because they're coming from their own construct. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make you right. It doesn't make you wrong. Just do what you want to do. Just do it. And the more you own it, the more you believe in yourself, the more you believe in what you're doing, that's the eye of the needle. That's when the portal opens. That's when you step into a new life. That's when you step into a new way of being. And yeah, there's going to be, it's like cleaning out pipes. There's going to be some, false starts and some gunk coming out of the engine and some smoke and some from the engine, because this is a new thing and it needs to get cleaned up and the pipes need to get cleared, and it's not going to be smooth from the beginning. It's just not. Stay with it. You're right if you say you're right. Period. You're never wrong. You're never wrong. You might be mistaken when it comes to things regarding other people, or ways that you can grow more or upgrade more, but when it comes to creative pursuits, when it comes to creative projects, you're never wrong. You're never wrong. Are you crazy? People might call you crazy. People might call you stupid. People might call you silly. Those are their own blocks. Don't listen. Shut it out. You are not crazy. You are not stupid. You are not silly. Don't listen. In fact, if anything, it's best not to share things, especially in the beginning when they're in their infancy. Let them stay safe. Let them stay, hold them and love them and nurture them. And don't share them with the outside world so much. If you're doing something that exposes you to the outside world because of the nature of what you're doing, you're probably going to get some opinions, you're probably going to get some feedback, and you're probably going to get some attacks more than anything. Because the universe is also saying, do you believe? Do you believe in you? Own it. The awakening process is such a beautiful thing, and it is the hardest thing I have ever done. And breaking these chains and facing these mental blocks and going through the deep dives that I have gone through is the hardest thing I have ever done. And it has taken me to my knees and beyond more than a few times. But man, I am grateful. Because the ascension is really waking up to the authentic self. It's really reclaiming that authentic self, the person we were always supposed to be. The person we're supposed to be, that we were always supposed to be, that we want to be, that we know, that we fantasize about being. That's who we are. That's who we are. When we start acting like that person, start speaking like that person, fears, it's not real. It's a lie. This can't work. It's not real. It's a lie. All these fearful thoughts and stuff, in your programming, trying to keep you safe, honestly, trying to keep you, in your little shackle, in your little rat maze, they're lies. They're not true. They're just thoughts. That's all. You believe them, so you have physical reactions. You start sweating, you shake, you get clammy, you tense up. Doesn't make it real. It's the body's response because your mind is telling it that it's something to fear. It's not true. And we know the difference between genuine fear and perceived fear. Breaking chains. I got my bubbly water. Happy Memorial Day, by the way, to anybody remembering or in deep reverence today. God bless everyone who is having a day today. And with that, I bid you farewell and think about some of those things, because I'm going to think upon them today too. That's the message that Spirit dropped in my lap this morning. And yeah, so I wish this dude nothing but success. Own yourself, own your spark. I'm going to say one more thing and then I'm going to leave, but I need to say this. I was laying in bed the other night before I went to sleep, and it just came up for me, because I've been working with goddess energy for a long time. And I just started, well, not just, but I've been working with dark goddess energy. I've been working with Mary Magdalene. I've been working with, I don't quite want to share that right now, but I've been working with goddess energy and kind of a rewilding of sorts of my soul. And a part of me just like wanted to like at night, like run out into the forest, like barefoot and like scream and howl and get dirt under my nails and just let it go. Just move in ways that I don't normally move and just break up the kinks. And you know, that's part of the breaking of chains. The body wants to move differently. You know, we go to the gym and we do the elliptical, or we lift weights. Nothing wrong with that, but this and this, it's so limited. It's so limited. We go to work for money to pay our bills, come home, watch TV, go to bed. It's so limited. There's a fire blazing right now in a lot of us, and Spirit bless us all. Break those chains, believe in yourself, do it. Take the leap. What have you got to lose? You're not going to be here forever. None of us are. Make it worthwhile. You know, when it's time to transition, don't you want the ride to be something where you look back and you go, I did it. I took the risk and I faced my fear and I did it. And whether it paid off or not, you did it. I think that's worth more than anything just being successful. The fact that you faced yourself and faced those beliefs and says, no, I won't let you not let me live anymore. I won't let you hold me down anymore. I won't let you tell me I can't anymore. Enough. Believe in yourself. Don't listen to the people. Do your thing. Then when you're stronger, you can share, because the little darts and arrows won't hurt you, and you'll know that your way is the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, there's that little rant for this morning. Happy Memorial Day. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.